Welcome to the Art Insights, the podcast where we delve into the stories behind iconic artworks. I'm Camilla.
And my name is Diora. Today we're exploring a photograph that has captivated the world for decades, a portrait often referred to as Afghan girl.
The work that is often referred to Leonardo da Vinci's Mona Lisa in the photography world captivates viewers, making them ask questions: who is she and what's her story? It's remarkable how a single photo can evoke such a range of emotions.
Absolutely. Today we will discuss the photographer behind the lens, the context in which his photograph was taken, and the profound impact it has had over the years.
Let's start with the man behind the camera, Steve McCurry.
Steve McCurry is an American photographer renowned for his evocative color photographs. He was born in Philadelphia. He initially studied cinematography at Pennsylvania State University before transitioning to photography, working for a newspaper. His career took a significant turn when he ventured to India, traveling with a little more than a bag of clothes and film.
McCurry's specialty lies in capturing human condition, often in areas of a conflict. His work goes beyond documenting events, and it tells compelling human stories that resonate globally.
To understand the context of the Afghan girl photograph, we need to look back at the Soviet-Afghan War, which actually began in 1979.
The Soviet Union invaded Afghanistan to support communist government, leading to a decade-long conflict. This invasion prompted massive refugee crisis, with millions fleeing to neighboring countries like Pakistan.
Steve McCurry, driven by a desire to document the human side of these events, crossed the Pakistan border into rebel-controlled areas of Afghanistan just before the Soviet invasion. Disguised in Afghan attire, he aimed to capture the resilience and struggle of the Afghan people.
In 1984, McCurry was in Nasrabah, refugee camp near Peshawar, Pakistan. There he wandered with his team and unexpectedly heard laughter coming from a tent that actually served as a girls' school. There he entered and noticed a young girl with striking green eyes.
The story behind the Afghan girl photograph is as compelling as the image itself.
McCurry took his Nikon MF2 camera, equipped with a Nikkor 105mm lenses, that shot on a Kodachrome 64 color slide film.
This girl was Sharbat Gula, then approximately 10-12 years old. McCurry approached her and, despite cultural norms, asked her tutor to take her photograph. The natural light filtering through the tent's fabric provided a soft, diffused illumination, enhanced the depth and emotion captured in her gaze.
Interestingly, McCurry didn't ask for her name or background at that moment. It wasn't until 17 years later that her identity was discovered. Delving deeper into the artistic elements of a McCurry's Afghan girl.
The use of natural lighting is particularly noteworthy. The soft, diffused light filtering through the tent's fabric gently illuminated Sharbat Gula's face, highlighting the texture of her skin and the intensity of her gaze without harsh shadows. This natural light adds authenticity and depth to the portrait.
The composition is masterful, especially how lines of her red scarf frame her face. The folds and curves of a scarf create leading lines that draw the viewer's attention directly to her eyes, guiding the gaze in a subtle spiral motion. This framing technique enhances the focus of her expression, making it focal point of an image.
Color plays a significant role as well. The photograph showcases a striking contrast between the red of her scarf and the green of her eyes and the background. In color theory, red and green are complementary colors, positioned opposite each other on the color wheel. So, this position creates a visual tension that makes the image more dynamic and arresting.
The raw, textured background, possibly tense interior, complements the imperfections of a young refugee's face and life itself. It provides context without distracting from a subject and reinforces the narrative of a hardship and resilience.
Symbolically, the colors within the photograph carry deeper meanings. For example, green, prevalent in both the background and Sharbat's eyes, often represent themes of growth, hope, and renewal. But in contrast, the red of her scarf can be interpreted as a symbol of war, danger, or just urgency. Together, these colors encapsulate the dichotomy of Afghanistan during that period, nation caught between conflict and the enduring hope of its people.
These artistic choices and possibly lack of opportunities, like natural lighting and thoughtful composition and the complementary colors, create visually captivating and emotionally profound image. The publication of this photograph in National Geographic's June 1985 issue brought global attention to the plight of Afghan refugees.
Steve McCurry's career soared as he became renowned for capturing such a powerful image. However, Sharbat Gula remained anonymous for many years, unaware of the impact the portrait had worldwide.
And in 2002, McCurry's National Geographic's team set out to find her. They eventually located Sharbat in a remote Afghan village. She recalled being photographed but never ever seen the iconic image herself.
Sharbat recounted that she was apprehensive when the photograph was taken, and her life afterward was filled with challenges, including the loss of family members and living as a refugee.
In 2016, Sharbat Gula faced legal issues in Pakistan. She was arrested by a federal investigation agency for allegedly possessing forged identity documents. This arrest drew international attention, and partly because of her iconic status stemming from the photograph.
Her arrest highlighted the ongoing struggles of Afghan refugees in Pakistan and the complexities they face in securing legal residency.
On a positive side, National Geographic established a fund in her name, providing financial support to her family and actually buying her a house.
This photograph not only highlighted the refugee crisis, but also underscored the power of visual storytelling in evoking empathy, prompting humanitarian efforts.
When I look at a photo, I strangely feel alive the girl. Abandonment, fear, and disease is so close to me. I see beauty of nature, and clear and undeniable, it's mesmerizing. I see strength of nature in her pure eyes as well. Every feature of her face might be erased due to endless struggles, but green eyes would always remain. And you, what do you feel when you look at a photo?
Afghan girl evokes a deep emotional response in me. Her soulful gaze conveys both immense sorrow and quiet strength, inviting me to feel the weight of lost innocence and the enduring resilience of the human spirit. Each glance seemed to hold an unspoken story of hardship and hope,